Hello, welcome to the Rio Gaming Nexus YouTube channel. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Enjoy the video, and thanks for watching.
Amir Hassan was a hero living on borrowed time, and it's not just a catchy phrase, it's his reality. As the hero known as Quantum, every brave move he made, every shield he raised to protect the innocent, came at a steep price. His life force was literally the fuel for his powers, and with every heroic act, he felt himself inching closer to an inevitable end. But here's the twist. Amir had found a glimmer of hope. He learned how to balance the scales and conserve that precious energy of his. He wasn't just surviving anymore. He was adapting, figuring out how to make the most of what he had. But just as he was getting the hang of things, a new threat emerged from the static between seconds. A foe that didn't want to just break his body but aimed to unright his entire world. Acti, the anomaly. It all kicked off with a tremor in the city's memory. Picture this, the iconic New Year's Eve ball in Times Square flickered and vanished into thin air. The grand Gothic arches of the Brooklyn Bridge morphed into plain, industrial steel. These weren't just random acts of destruction. They were acts of subtraction. History was literally being stolen, moment by moment, and it left Amir feeling like he was getting punched in the gut. He had this unique connection to the very fabric of reality, so he could feel the seams of time being ripped apart. It was like watching a movie reel unravel before his eyes. He traced the disturbance back to the New York Public Library, a place that should have been a sanctuary of knowledge but was now the epicenter of chaos. There, he confronted the entity responsible, the mnemonic, a shimmering, heat-haze distortion of a man. This wasn't your typical villain, Quantum's signature force fields. Useless against this ghost in time. The mnemonic simply phased right through them like they were nothing. Your barriers are objects in space, Dr. Hassan, it whispered, its voice layered and haunting. I occupy when. Instead of attacking with brute force, the mnemonic unleashed a psychological assault. It forced Amir to experience the full, agonizing toll of his powers in a single, crushing instant. It was like a wave crashing over him, leaving him defeated and overwhelmed. In a desperate bid to escape, Quantum unleashed the one power he feared most, an uncontrolled, desperate leap 1 second into the future. He survived, but it came with a chilling realization. To fight an echo, he had to become one himself. Act 2, The Crucible. So, what does a hero do when he's beaten but not broken? Amir retreated to his lab, determined to regroup. He couldn't just be a shield against a foe who disregarded barriers. He had to learn to weaponize time itself. Through intense meditation, he began to peel back the layers of his power. His life force wasn't just disappearing. It was converting into pure quantum potential. He discovered he could tap into the ambient energy of the universe, the background radiation of reality, to fuel his abilities without paying that ultimate price. His training was a delicate dance with paradox. He learned to trap falling water droplets in bubbles of frozen time, a mesmerizing feat that felt like art. He mastered his teleportation, no longer just crossing space but skipping between the beats of a clock. It was a whole new level of control, and he was remaking himself, tempering his raw power with the precise intellect of the physicist he once was. Let's break down some of Quantum's evolving powers. Force field manipulation. He could create near indestructible energy barriers that were not just walls but shields of hope. Quantum tunneling temporal shift. His teleportation evolved into something extraordinary, allowing him to jump forward in time by mere seconds, providing the ultimate evasive maneuver. Talk about a quick getaway. Temporal anchoring. A new application of his force fields emerged, allowing him to shield specific moments in time, protecting them from being altered or erased. It was like safeguarding memories. Ambient energy absorption. He could now supplement his life force by drawing on the background quantum energy around him, giving him greater stamina and allowing him to push his powers further than ever before. Act 3. The Paradox. The final showdown was set for Grand Central Terminal, not just the stunning building, but the foundational moment of its opening. If the mnemonic succeeded in erasing it, New York would be severed from its own history, underneath the terminal's celestial ceiling, where the present flickered with ghostly images. Of the past, Quantum made his stand. He projected a force field not as a wall, but as a lens, a way to focus his energy. Through it, the mnemonic's distorted form resolved into a shocking revelation, the face of an older, broken, and terrified Amir Hassan. I am the timeline where you failed. The echo screamed, revealing a version of himself that, in a desperate attempt to reverse his fate, had shattered his own existence and become a paradox. This version was obsessed with erasing the very concept of power to prevent the sacrifice it demanded. "You're not preventing sacrifice," Quantum declared, his voice steady and unwavering. "You're erasing choice." The battle waged across the timeline, a clash of wills and ideologies. As the mnemonic tried to unwrite history, Quantum anchored it, shielding the moments that defined the city's soul. In the end, he didn't destroy his tragic reflection. Instead, he forged his greatest creation, a perfect, inescapable prison of frozen time. With a monumental effort, he pushed the sphere containing the mnemonic out of reality itself, casting it into the quantum foam between moments where it could do no more harm. As the sun rose over a city that would never know how close it came to disappearing, Amir Hassan stood on a quiet rooftop. No longer a man running out of time, he was now a quiet guardian of it. He had faced his worst possible future and chosen to protect everyone else's. He became the shield for our memories, our moments, and our tomorrows. He was, and forever would be, Quantum. So, what do you think? Isn't it wild how Amir turned his greatest challenge into a powerful lesson about sacrifice, choice, and the essence of time? It's a journey that reminds us all that even in the face of overwhelming odds, there's always a way to adapt and fight back. If you enjoyed the story video today, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more content. Until next time, stay safe out there.